Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This lecture examines the important concept of buying behavior. In marketing and marketing management, buying behavior is used to describe the behavior of ultimate consumers of goods and services and that of organizational buyers. That is, the behavior of you and I as far as buying goods and services is concerned. Then the behavior of organizational buyers as far as their purchasing is concerned. The way individual consumer buy goods and services is the same way organizations like Lagos State University of Science and Technology, LASOSTECH, Lagos State University, LASU, University of Lagos, UNILAG, First Bank, Chevron, Nestle, and other organizations buy. So therefore, when we are examining buyer behavior, we are interested in the behavior of these two categories of buyers. I'm going to define the two behaviors. The first one is the definition of buyer behavior, that is, individual buyer behavior. According to Angel and Blackwell, buyer behavior include those acts of individual, consumer, and clients as related to obtaining and using economic goods and services, including the decision-making processes that precede and determine these acts. What this definition suggests is that a marketing manager should be interested in getting to understand their customers, why they are in stores to buy their products, before they leave home to the store to ask for the products, and finally, when the product is being used at home, in the office, or anywhere. The understanding of this behavior will help the marketing manager to develop appropriate marketing strategy and marketing program that will ensure the competitiveness of their product in the marketplace and the success of the company generally. In marketing, there is little or nothing we can do without devoting time, energy, and attention to the understanding of buyer behavior. Therefore, all over the world, marketing managers are interested in finding out who their customers are so as to develop the right strategy that will confer a competitive advantage on their firm. When we are talking of organizational buying behavior, Webster and Wind define organizational behavior as a decision-making process by which formal organizations establish the needs for the purchase goods and services and identify, evaluate, and select from alternative brands and suppliers. This definition is not fundamentally different from the one given by Engel and Blackwell. It underscores the need for an organization to understand the organizational needs for their goods and services. From the definitions of these two, let us bear in mind that there are differences between individual buyer behavior and organizational buyer behavior. And I will quickly run through these differences so that we can appreciate that even though we are talking of behavior, there are fundamental differences that characterize the behaviors of these two categories of customers. The first one is number of people involved in purchasing. As far as organizational buying is concerned, there is a considerable higher number of people depicted by decision-making unit, DMU, than we find in individual buying behavior. Who are the decision-making units that participate in the organizational buying behavior? They include the initiator, the influencer, the decider, the approver, the gatekeeper, the buyer, and the user. So the number of people involved in organizational buying is considerably larger than the number of people involved in individual buying behavior. In each of the decision-making units, that is, the members that participate in the purchasing in organizational setting, we may have a group of people in each of the units. That is, the initiator may be more than one department, and it may also be the department using the product or requiring the product. In the case of the approval, approval may range from immediate superior to the highest level of hierarchy, depending on the value, the volume of the goods and services to be purchased. So the important thing to note is that there are more participants in the purchasing of organization goods and services than we have it in the purchasing of ultimate goods and services. The second difference is the purchase motive, that there are different motives for the purchasing of both individual goods and services, and organizational goods and services. Usually, organization seeks a number of goals, objectives whenever they are buying goods and services. And some of these goals or objectives include cost reduction, quality, welfare, and others. That is, organizational buyers buy to save cost. So whenever they are buying, they always look for the best competitive products that will give them cost advantage and enable them to sell their product in a competitive price. Sometimes they might buy goods and services to advance the welfare of their staff, to make their staff comfortable while engaging in productive activities or providing services. However, in the same of individual buying behavior, individuals usually buy to satisfy personal needs. When some of us buy soft drink, when we buy toothpaste, when we buy soap, we buy them to satisfy our personal needs. So therefore, organizational buyers and final consumers buy goods and services to achieve different purposes. Then the third one is the context of purchase. Organizational buyer purchase goods and services within the context of their organizations. Why final buyers, ultimate buyers, buy goods and services within the context of the household, family, or individual. The third difference between these two categories of buyer is size of purchase or capital outlay. Organizational buyer usually buy in a very large quantity simply because they want to use the product in production or in reselling the product or to conduct the operations of the organization. And therefore, because they are buying in large quantity, the capital outlay involved in the purchasing of goods and services is usually very, very large. Sometimes it may run into millions, and where the purchase involves plant and equipment machines, it may run into billions of naira. Then, when you are talking of consumer buyers, in terms of the size of the consumer buyers is usually very, very small. We can buy a unit of a product, we can buy a few units, and if we are ready, we can buy a fairly larger quantity of products to be consumed over a period of time, 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months. So, what I want you to realize is that the size of purchase and capital outlay involved in organizational buying is much more higher than that involved in consumer purchasing. Then the next one is the size of the customers. Organization market or business market, industrial market is usually smaller than consumer market. That is in terms of the number of organizations buying. When you compare it to the number of individual buyers buying product, the business market is usually smaller. You can usually count the number of organizational buyers usually spread within the industrial parks. We have a number of industrial parks here in Lagos State. There's one at Maturimushin, there's one at Obakran, there's another one at Isolo and Suwani Abimbola, there is another one at Masamasa. So you can actually count the number of industries, companies, organizations that buy goods and services. But in the case of ultimate consumers, individual buyers, they are usually very large, though the size of their purchase is considerably lesser or lower than the size of the purchase of the industries. Then the next one is the expertise of buyers. In the case of organizational purchasing, the buyers are professionals who have acquired training, competence, experience in the field of purchasing. So as a result, they know what is good for their customers and for their organizations. They know the best prices that they can pay for goods and services. They understand sellers and vendors that can quickly meet their delivery needs. But in the case of individual buyers, the buyers lack the expertise of organizational buyers. You and I are not particularly adept in purchasing goods and services. The little experience we have is as a result of visiting the stores, the market to buy goods and services, but we are not particularly trained in the act of purchasing. Then the next one is the nature of market. The nature of business market in terms of demand is that demand is derived. It is a derived demand. Demand is derived because demand for any industrial product is derived from the demand for the final products by the consumer. What am I trying to say? Coca-Cola uses sugar in the production of all their products. Derived demand now suggests that Coca-Cola might not demand for sugar unless they are sure that there is demand for the final product, which include Coca-Cola, Sprite, Fanta, Five Alive, and other products. So if consumers in the market do not demand for this final product, Coca-Cola might not see any reason to demand or buy sugar. So this is what it is meant by sugar being a derived demand. It is purchased because there are customers out there who will buy the final product that is the outcome of processing sugar and other raw materials. However, we can also say that the demand for consumer goods by final consumer is not derived. That is, consumer demands for the final product to satisfy their personal needs. Similarly, in terms of nature of demand, I can also say that demand for business goods is inelastic. Inelastic because changes in price or prices of industrial products do not significantly affect demand for the product, whereas demand for consumer product is elastic to a very large extent. Consumer will reduce the quantity of goods and services they purchase as the prices are climbing up. It will get to a time or a level that they might not even ready to buy any quantity of the product. And this is what the law of demand says, that the higher the price, the lower the quantity demanded.